In the stillness of the Garden of Gethsemane, the night air was thick with an almost palpable hush, a sacred silence that enveloped the ancient olive trees. Their gnarled branches, heavy with leaves, whispered secrets of ages past, swaying gently as if in reverence to the moment unfolding beneath the luminous gaze of the moon. Here, in this hallowed space, Jesus knelt in prayer, a solitary figure against the backdrop of a star-studded sky. This was no ordinary night. It was a night steeped in the weight of destiny, a night when heaven's plan collided with the profound depths of human emotion. Having just shared the Last Supper with his disciples, where he had washed their feet and spoken tenderly of love and betrayal, Jesus stepped into the garden, not to seek solace from the world of men, but to confront the will of his Father. The cross loomed ahead, a specter of suffering that cast its shadow over his heart. It was a moment of reckoning, where the divine met the human, and the burden of all creation pressed heavily upon his soul. "Father," he whispered, his voice barely rising above the rustle of the leaves, "if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." These words, though spoken in anguish, were not a plea born of doubt, but a profound act of obedience. In that moment, he grappled with the enormity of what lay before him, the betrayal of a trusted friend, the scorn of a trial that would mock justice, the agony of the cross that awaited him. Each thought was a wave crashing upon the shores of his spirit, threatening to pull him under. In his humanity, Jesus felt the raw sting of grief, a deep sorrow that resonated within him like a mournful echo. He was not immune to the fear that lurked in the shadows, nor to the anguish that clawed at his heart. Yet in his divinity, he chose to surrender, to embrace the path laid before him, understanding that this was the only way to bring forth redemption for a world lost in darkness. As he prayed, the Gospel of Luke paints a vivid picture of his agony, describing how his sweat fell like drops of blood to the ground. This was no mere physical exertion. It was the manifestation of a soul in turmoil, wrestling with the weight of every sin, every sorrow, every broken promise that had ever existed. Imagine the colossal burden pressing down upon him, the very essence of humanity's collective pain, pouring into his being as he knelt in fervent prayer. In the depths of that darkness, he cried out, not in despair, but in a resolute choice to embrace love, even when it meant enduring unimaginable suffering. In the midst of this profound struggle, an angel appeared to strengthen him. Yet even with this divine assistance, the pain did not dissipate. Instead, it deepened, as if the heavens themselves were allowing him to feel the full weight of the sacrifice he was about to make. Jesus rose from his knees, having made his decision, a choice that would alter the course of history. That prayer, steeped in anguish and surrender, transformed everything. He returned to find his disciples asleep, their eyes heavy with fatigue, unable to remain vigilant even for a single hour. Disappointment washed over him, but his love remained steadfast, encompassing them in their weakness, just as it encompasses us in ours. He understood the frailty of the human spirit, the propensity to falter under the weight of the unknown. Yet in that moment, he chose to extend grace, to forgive their drowsiness, knowing that they too would soon face trials of their own. Gethsemane was not merely a place of sorrow. It was a turning point, the beginning of a victory that would echo through the ages. In that garden, at the moment of surrender, Jesus secured the power to overcome sin and death, to break the chains that bound humanity to despair. His submission to the Father's will was not a sign of defeat, but a declaration of triumph, a promise that love would ultimately prevail. For us, the Garden of Gethsemane symbolizes courage, faith, and the profound strength found in surrender. It invites us to confront our own moments of anguish, to kneel in prayer when the weight of the world feels unbearable. In our darkest hours, when the path ahead seems shrouded in uncertainty, we are reminded of the power of surrender to a greater purpose. Just as Jesus embraced his destiny, we too are called to trust in the divine plan, to let go of our fears and anxieties, and to find solace in the knowledge that we are never alone in our struggles. The olive trees stand as silent witnesses to this sacred moment, their roots deep in the earth, symbolizing the enduring strength of faith. They remind us that even in the quietest of places, amidst the rustling leaves and the soft glow of the moon, profound transformations can take place. It is in the stillness that we often find the clarity to hear the voice of God, guiding us through our trials, inviting us to surrender our burdens and embrace the love that awaits us. As we reflect on the events of that night in Gethsemane, we are called to remember the courage it takes to face our own crosses, to kneel in prayer when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear. In our surrender, we discover a strength that transcends our understanding, a peace that surpasses all turmoil. The garden, with its quiet hush, becomes a sanctuary for our souls, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, love prevails and hope is reborn.
Thank you for watching this video. If you found the content meaningful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Faith and Glory channel so you won't miss out on more inspiring videos about faith and life values. See you in the next video!